The 2-episode Ahsoka premiere is right around the corner, so one last time, let's go through everything we know about the series ahead of its premiere on Disney+. I've already made a video going through Ahsoka's entire story and canon, so you can check that out on my channel, but for the sake of this video, I'll just be going through all the details of the Ahsoka series itself. Ahsoka will premiere on Tuesday, August 22nd, also known as today, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively on Disney+. The first 2 episodes will premiere tonight, and then subsequent episodes will also release at the same time every Tuesday night. There are 8 total episodes in the series. Back in 2022, some footage debuted at the show's panel at Star Wars Celebration, though unfortunately for those not in attendance, the sizzle reel was held behind closed doors. As expected, plot details were kept under wraps, but it did reveal a major connection to Rebels with confirmation that Twi'lek pilot of the Ghost, Hera Syndulla, would appear, along with a few other returning characters. We also got an extremely brief first public look at the show on Disney Plus's 2023 sizzle reel, where we see Ahsoka taking off her hood before her next adventure hits the streaming service. Finally, on April 7th, 2023, the first official teaser trailer for Ahsoka was released to the public during Star Wars Celebration 2023. The teaser gives us our first look at the live-action debut of Star Wars Rebels alumni Sabine Wren, Hera Syndulla, and a brief look at Ezra Bridger. The trailer also teased the arrival of Grand Admiral Thrawn, and a look at the new Sith character Baylan Skoll. On July 11th, Disney and Lucasfilm released the full official trailer for Ahsoka. The trailer gives us our first full look at Grand Admiral Thrawn in action, and we briefly hear Ezra Bridger talk via hologram, telling Sabine, "As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make decisions no one else can. I'm counting on you to see this through." A new teaser for Ahsoka was released on August 11th as well, showing Ahsoka training Sabine Wren. On August 13th, another teaser followed, this time focusing on Ahsoka's relationship with her own master, Anakin Skywalker. Plot details are being kept to a strict minimum, but that doesn't mean we don't have a pretty good idea of where Ahsoka's story is going next. Towards the end of her episode on The Mandalorian, Ahsoka's goal became quite clear. After her duel with Morgan Elsbeth, Ahsoka made it clear that she was on the hunt for Grand Admiral Thrawn, the Chiss Imperial leader and a major antagonist from Star Wars Rebels. Despite tangling with a multitude of Sith Lords and Inquisitors, Thrawn was one of the most ruthless and formidable opponents that the band of rebels had ever faced, pushing the team to their physical and mental limits. The show's conclusion felt less like an ending and more of a cliffhanger, with both Thrawn and Rebels protagonist Ezra Bridger disappearing into the vastness of space. So with this set to be the major storyline of the series, as Ahsoka searches for not only Thrawn but likely Ezra as well, that makes this series not only a continuation of Tano's story, but also a direct sequel to Star Wars Rebels. The official synopsis for the series reads, set after the fall of the Empire, Ahsoka will follow the former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano as she investigates an emerging threat to the vulnerable galaxy. Once again, Ahsoka will be brought to life by Rosario Dawson, who got her wish to portray the role after a viral fan campaign. Her warm reception from the rest of the community after the Mandalorian appearance seems to confirm to Lucasfilm that she was the right choice, although it would be nice if the original voice actor for Ahsoka's animated appearances, Ashley Eckstein, at least has a cameo appearance in the series. Ahsoka also isn't the only character making the jump from animation to live action, as Natasha Leo Bordizzo will be playing Sabine Wren, a Mandalorian freedom fighter who was once in possession of the fabled Darksaber. How she lost the saber to Moff Gideon will probably be addressed, but the character's inclusion makes perfect sense, given her close relationship and friendship with Ahsoka. Iman Esfandi will be playing another Rebels alumnus in the young Jedi Ezra Bridger, who is currently missing at this point in the Star Wars timeline. Mary Elizabeth Winstead will be playing Hera Syndulla, a former Rebel pilot who is one of the main characters on Star Wars Rebels. The late Ray Stevenson will play a Sith named Baylan Skoll, and David Tennant will play the lightsaber crafting droid Huyang, a character he previously voiced in the Clone Wars. Ivana Sakno will also star in the series as Shin Hati, an apprentice to Skoll. Genevieve O'Reilly will reprise her role as Mon Mothma after having played the role in Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, and most recently Andor. Diana Lee Inosanto will be reprising her role as Morgan Elsbeth after making an appearance in The Mandalorian. It was also revealed that Lars Mikkelsen will be playing the live-action version of the iconic character, Grand Admiral Thrawn, after previously voicing the character in animated form in Star Wars Rebels. Hera's astromech droid Chopper will also be making an appearance in the series. It has also been reported, and subsequently seemingly confirmed, that Hayden Christensen will be returning in some form or fashion for the series. An Amazon merchandise listing leaked that Anakin Skywalker would appear in the series, which would make sense for him to return as a Force ghost to guide his former Padawan. But there have also been reports that the series will include a flashback to Anakin's duel on Mustafar with Obi-Wan, where Ahsoka learns that Anakin would still have fallen to the dark side and become Darth Vader even if she was there. I think it's a fairly safe bet to say Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker appear at some point in these 8 episodes, but which character and in what way can only be speculated upon. Leading the charge as writer and showrunner is Dave Filoni, who has been involved with pretty much every single Star Wars television project, both animated and live action. This feels very appropriate given that Ahsoka is one of the first Star Wars characters that Filoni personally created for the Clone Wars, not to mention being the creator of Rebels as well. As per usual, Filoni will also be producing the show alongside Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy. As if Filoni wasn't already doing enough, he's also going to be directing the 1st and 5th episodes. Steph Green is directing episode 2 and 3, Peter Ramsey directs episode 4, Jennifer Getzinger is the director of episode 6, Geeta Vizant Patel directs episode 7, and Rick Famuyiwa is the director of the finale. Currently, Ahsoka is being billed as a miniseries, which implies that this will be a single-season effort. However, fans shouldn't give up hope just yet, as some Disney Plus shows have been announced as a miniseries and then suddenly gotten picked up for another season, a prime example being Loki. It depends on how well the series performs, and where Ahsoka's story ends up, and whether or not a full-blown sequel is justified or desired. And since the show is following a character as popular as Ahsoka as well as the other Rebels characters, it's hard to imagine that it'll be a flop. Several decades after she joined the franchise in the Clone Wars, her story in Ahsoka will be her most recent adventure to date, in terms of when it's set. With Rosario Dawson continuing to play the titular role, Ahsoka is expected to take place sometime after the events of her live-action debut in The Mandalorian Season 2, and presumably after her brief cameo in the Book of Boba Fett. For those curious how this fits into the timeline of the films, this would place Ahsoka somewhere in between the events of Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, so after the fall of the Empire, and before the rise of the First Order. How excited are you for the Ahsoka premiere tonight? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like the video, and subscribe for coverage of Ahsoka as a new episode premieres every week, and remember to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you all for watching, and remember, the Force will be with you. Always.